If you were a fan of Dog the Bounty Hunter, then you definitely remember Baby Lyssa, the tough teen with attitude who could hang with the big boys and more than hold her own. But once the show ended, Lyssa Chapman's life didn't just quiet down, it flipped upside down. We're talking arrests, breakups, headline-making moments, and a jaw-dropping transformation that no one saw coming. Some thought she faded into the background. Truth is, she was rebuilding, and now she's back in the spotlight for reasons that have nothing to do with bounty hunting. Wondering where she is now and what she's up to? Stick around, because this comeback story is anything but ordinary. You see, Lyssa didn't exactly have the smoothest start in life. Her parents split not long after she was born, and that early breakup left a mark. While most little girls were playing house and dreaming about perfect families, Lyssa just wanted two parents who could be in the same room without tearing each other apart. After the split, she moved in with her dad in Denver, but they weren't alone. Her older sister Barbara, 5 years older, took on much of the parenting. Their neighborhood was tough, with drugs and crime all around, but Dog's name carried weight, and that kept most of the trouble at bay. Her dad was often busy with work and constantly surrounded by women, yet Lyssa still felt a strong bond with him. She considered herself a daddy's girl, even if the reality at home didn't always reflect that. Things took a turn when she was 6, and the family picked up and moved to Hawaii. For Lyssa, the island life was a weird mix of sunshine and struggle. All of them crammed into a tiny studio apartment in Honolulu, trying to make it work. But her dad had this way of creating special moments, like the time he rented a flashy car, drove them through the city, and handed out candy like they were in a parade. It was chaotic, sure, but it was also the kind of thing a kid could hold on to. Still, those moments didn't erase the darker ones. When Dog's substance use got worse, Lyssa was often left in the care of her siblings. That meant a lot of time alone with a TV, a stack of movies that weren't made for kids, and nobody checking in. She later admitted that growing up in that kind of environment left her confused about what normal even meant. It took a long time and a lot of painful lessons for her to start figuring out what healthy relationships were supposed to look like. And for those who thought Lyssa and her dad always had a tight bond, the truth was way more complicated. At just 11 years old, she accused him of something serious, saying he had assaulted her. Years later, she explained that it wasn't him, but someone close to him who had abused her. But at the time, all she wanted was out. She couldn't handle the constant fighting, the substances, and the tension in that household with Dog and Beth. When she moved to Alaska to live with her mom, things weren't exactly smooth there either. Her mom was battling her demons, especially with alcohol. But for Lyssa, it felt like a quieter kind of chaos. She had school, friends, and for the first time, a sense of purpose. She was determined not to go back. Her mum believed her accusations against Dog right away, something Lyssa later said probably had more to do with her mum's feelings toward him than anything else. But while most kids her age were thinking about school dances, Lyssa was facing a very different reality. At 14, she found out she was pregnant. Her daughter, Abby May, was born the day after Lyssa turned 15. The baby's father was a man in his 20s who would later plead guilty to statutory rape. It was a harsh turning point, marking the end of her childhood far too early. By the time Lyssa joined her dad's reality show in 2005, she was just 18, but already had years of parenting under her belt. Life as a teen mum was tough, especially with no real support system. Her relationship with her own mother was strained. After the baby was born, her mum moved in with a boyfriend, leaving Lyssa and her newborn daughter alone in a trailer and telling her to pay $500 in rent. She was trying to keep it together with just babysitting money, and things weren't much better with her dad, Dwayne "Dog" Chapman. At that point, she didn't really have anyone to lean on. She once opened up about that time, saying she truly felt like there was no future ahead of her. Living in Alaska, broke and overwhelmed, she was just trying to survive day by day with her baby girl. When she finally joined the Dog the Bounty Hunter crew, the show had already been airing. Most people would probably binge a few episodes to get familiar, but Lyssa had never even seen it. Her family didn't have cable in Alaska, so when she arrived in Hawaii to film season 2, the cameras were a complete shock. Producers made a big moment out of it, naming the episode "Baby's Back in Town" to highlight her return after 6 years away. By then, she was trying to reconnect with her dad, feeling like maybe she could give that part of her life another shot. She spoke later about how her mindset had shifted. She was starting to feel like she had control again. But not long after, in 2007, the show was rocked by a scandal. Dog was caught on tape using racist language, and the show got pulled from the air. It came back the next year and stayed on for a while, but it was a reminder that life in the spotlight came with complications. In 2013, Lyssa put her story out there in a whole new way. She released a book called Walking on Eggshells, Discovering Strength and Courage Amid Chaos. She said the idea came from people constantly telling her that her life was unbelievable. She figured if her story could inspire or help someone else, then it was worth sharing. With the backing of a major publisher, she made it happen. In her book, she opened up about an abusive relationship she had endured for years. It began subtly, rough grabs, pushes, but gradually escalated. Even during her pregnancy and the early years of raising her children, the abuse never stopped. One day, it nearly cost her her life. During a violent altercation, he held her by the neck and slammed her to the ground. At that moment, she thought it was the end. But something shifted. She packed up her 2 daughters, just 11 and 3 at the time, and left. The road ahead wasn't easy. It took months to get him out of the house, to file for divorce, and to begin again. Lyssa has talked about how complicated that kind of love is. Even after everything, she didn't hate him. She said it felt more like loving someone who's sick, with addiction or a deep problem you can't fix. She had to accept that it wasn't her job to heal him, and that sometimes real love means letting go. After the reality show ended, Lyssa didn't fade from view. She began developing a new series focused on teen mums, helping them find work, offering support, and providing real guidance. She felt teens were bombarded with messages about sex, and when pregnancy happened, society either shamed them or turned them into headlines. She wanted to cut through all that and show something honest. Later, she revealed more about the project. She'd partnered with Bunim Murray and was in discussions with MTV. The concept was to go inside the lives of teen mums and capture what they were facing. But the timing wasn't right, and the show never made it to air. Still, Lyssa didn't vanish from the screen entirely. In 2014, she made a guest appearance on Hawaii 5-0 and showed up in a few episodes of Dog and Beth. On the Hunt, her dad Dwayne and stepmom Beth's spin-off series. But as she later shared on the Rumor Mill podcast, reality TV wasn't calling to her the way it once had. If she were to return, it would have to be for something with real purpose, something closer to a documentary, something that truly mattered. Outside of business, life's been a mix of personal growth and heartbreak. As she got older, Lyssa said she started to see her dad differently, recognizing that Dwayne really tried his best while raising her. The bond between father and daughter stayed strong, especially leading up to Beth's cancer diagnosis in 2017. Beth had been struggling with a persistent cough, and a checkup revealed it was stage 2 throat cancer. Even in the face of that news, she was determined to fight. Dwayne was emotional during interviews at the time, clearly shaken and desperate to protect her. Beth underwent surgery and seemed to be on the mend for a moment, but the cancer came back hard in 2018. They opened up about her battle in the TV special Dog and Beth, Fight of Their Lives. Around that same time, things between Beth and Lyssa turned tense. Beth claimed that Lyssa kicked off their feud by ignoring her on Mother's Day in 2019. From there, things got messy on social media. Beth called Lyssa inappropriate. Lyssa clapped back, saying she doesn't deal with nonsense and that she was done engaging. Fans jumped into the mix too, some defending Lyssa, others calling her out. Lyssa didn't hold back, snapping at critics and making it clear she wasn't here for outside opinions. Despite all that public back and forth, Beth chose to keep her focus on the positives, especially her son, Gary D., who she shared with Dwayne. In May 2019, she tweeted about him and even exchanged a light-hearted message with Dog that lifted her spirits. Gary D., by the way, has been following in the family's footsteps, making a name for himself in the bounty hunting world. Lyssa, like Beth, found ways to center herself too. She talked about her love for watching TV, especially shows like Naked and Afraid, and even shared that Dustin Duck Campbell was her favorite. Then came the hardest moment. Beth passed away in 2019 at just 51 years old. Dwayne shared the heartbreaking news online, saying it was 5:32 in the morning in Hawaii, Beth's usual time to hike Coco Head. But that day, she climbed a different path. After the memorial in Waikiki, Lyssa shared her tribute. She posted a photo of her daughter walking hand in hand with Dwayne, writing that she felt completely speechless. On Twitter, she remembered Beth with an old video of the two of them pranking Dog and Tim, saying how they used to run the boys. Later, Dwayne tried to clear the air about the rumored feud. He said it wasn't nearly as dramatic as people made it out to be, just the kind of friction that can happen between strong-willed women. According to him, it wasn't about pity or last-minute reconciliations. They had genuinely made peace before Beth passed. But things took a turn in January 2020. Lyssa Chapman didn't hold back when she found out her dad, Dwayne Dog Chapman, had started dating just 6 months after Beth's death. His new girlfriend? Moon Angel, a woman who had reportedly been Beth's assistant for over 20 years and had even dated one of Lyssa's brothers. That didn't sit right with Lyssa. She took to social media, accusing Moon of stepping into Beth's place too soon and questioning her motives, especially given how close she'd been to the family for so long. Things escalated when Dog proposed to Moon on live TV during the Dr. Oz show. The moment had all the drama, tears, surprises, but behind the scenes, sources said Moon got caught up in the spotlight and emotions. Meanwhile, Lyssa stayed vocal. When a follower tried to defend Dog's need for companionship, Lyssa shot back with a sharp remark that made it clear she didn't buy any of it. Around that same time, Lyssa ran into some serious trouble herself. In January 2020, she was arrested in Hawaii for allegedly harassing and resisting arrest. She told her side to The Sun, explaining that it started after a heated argument with her girlfriend, and they had both been drinking. She claimed things didn't get physical and felt the police were way too aggressive. But court documents painted a rougher picture, saying she made unwanted contact with officers twice, and it was enough to get her charged with harassment a month later. Lyssa promised to fight the charges and even planned to file a complaint against the police, calling the whole experience embarrassing and painful for her family. But even with all that mess, things between her and Dog started to settle. That March, Lyssa posted a family reunion in Hawaii, saying it felt good to reconnect. Then, when Dog got engaged again, this time to Francie Frayne in May 2020, Lyssa didn't just accept it, she supported it. She gave Francie a warm shout-out on Instagram, showing the world she was trying to move forward. Dog and Francie later sat down with Entertainment Tonight to share how their bond grew from shared grief. Dog had called Francie's house, not realizing her husband had recently passed too. From there, their connection deepened. They leaned on each other through the pain of losing Beth and Bob, and it became something more. By 2021, Dog and Francie were married, but the wedding wasn't drama-free. Two of Dog's daughters, Bonnie and Cecily, were left off the guest list. They told the media they believed it was because they reminded Dog too much of Beth. Bonnie even went public with serious accusations, saying Dog had used racist and homophobic language while filming and claimed he hadn't changed from his old ways. Lyssa, on the other hand, stood by her father. Not only did she attend the wedding, but she also publicly supported his relationship, saying they were in a healthy place and expressing hope that the rest of the family could find that same sense of peace. For better or worse, Lyssa seemed to be holding on to the idea of healing, both within herself and with her father. Then, in December 2022, she took to Facebook to share a personal milestone, a 1.5 years of sobriety. But getting there hadn't been easy. Lyssa grew up watching addiction tear through her family. Her mother, Lyssa Ray Britton, struggled with substance use, and those early years shaped a lot of what came next. Eventually, Lyssa found herself following the same path, falling into drinking and substances at a young age. Things hit a real low in 2011 when she got arrested for disturbing the peace. She said someone had slipped something into her drink, and the next thing she knew, she was out in the street in the middle of the night, disoriented and confused. Even after that arrest, sobriety didn't come easy. She kept drinking off and on for years, but in 2021, something finally clicked. Her dog got sick, and Lyssa couldn't drive to the vet because she'd been drinking. Sitting in that waiting room, tipsy with her sick pup beside her, she had a moment of clarity. She thought, what if this was my kid? That question hit her hard, and it was enough to push her to start those first 30 days sober. From there, the progress just kept coming. When she marked that 18-month milestone in late 2022, she admitted the holidays were tough, but she was determined to stay on the right path. Around that same time, Lyssa found herself in a tough spot with her father, Dwayne "Dog" Chapman. In a Facebook live stream, Dog made some harsh remarks about Dylan Mulvaney and the LGBTQ+ community, even suggesting violence. It didn't take long for the backlash to hit, especially since Lyssa is part of that community herself. After the live stream, Lyssa came forward and apologized publicly to Dylan and the transgender community. She said those words didn't reflect the man she grew up with, and she couldn't explain what made him go there. She still loved her dad, but was honest about being worried, especially about the kind of media he was tuning into lately. Her sister Bonnie also spoke out, calling Dog's comments horrifying. Lyssa, though clearly disappointed, still stood by her father. She told fans she truly believed he had always loved her and had been supportive. And when accusations surfaced that Dog was homophobic or racist, Lyssa pushed back. She claimed her sisters were distorting the truth and surrounding themselves with old acquaintances who never had the family's best interests at heart. Through it all, Lyssa stayed grounded in her own life. She'd been married before to Beau Galanti, and they had a daughter, Madeline. That marriage didn't last long, but Lyssa wasn't done believing in love. She met Liana in 2016, and in 2022, they tied the knot in a small beach wedding in Hawaii. It was simple and beautiful, just a handful of close family, the ocean waves at their feet, and Lyssa's uncle David officiating. Her daughters, Madeline and Abby, were there, along with her new in-laws. Lyssa called it a dream day and said she felt lucky and deeply loved, even admitting that she didn't always believe she deserved this kind of happiness. Both women wore white, Lyssa in a flowing maxi dress, Liana in a button-down shirt and shorts, and they wore bright, tropical flower crowns. Liana posted her own message after the wedding, saying she still couldn't believe she got to be by Lyssa's side for life. Now, Dog wasn't at the wedding in person, but Lyssa made it clear that wasn't because of a fight. He'd been on the phone with her all morning, even during the ceremony. He told People magazine he couldn't return to Hawaii just yet. It was still too hard without Beth. Still, Lyssa said he'd always shown love for her relationship and her happiness. Fast forward to 2024, and Lyssa surprised her followers by hinting at a comeback. She posted an old bounty hunting photo and announced she was about to retake her bail license test. Fans lit up the comments with support. She explained that she used to have her license when she worked on the show with her dad, but let it expire. Whether she's diving back into bounty hunting full-time or just staying ready, she made it clear the Chapman name isn't done yet. And to show the full picture, Lyssa has embraced a very different chapter of her life. These days, she's an OnlyFans creator and content maker. When 2025 rolled in, she kicked off the new year with a beachside photo carousel, sun-soaked, relaxed, and radiating confidence. She showed off her tribal shoulder tattoo, a floral bikini, and even a few quiet moments with chickens and rainbows. Fans flooded the comments, loving the energy and appreciating Lyssa just being unapologetically herself. From a rough start to sobriety milestones, from public family rifts to finding love, from bounty hunting to beach vibes, Lyssa's story keeps evolving. And if she's proven anything, it's that second chances aren't just real, they're powerful.